You'd think it would be a close fight, right? Two brand new flagship phones, with practically the same name, going head to head. But what if I told you one of them posted a performance score that looks less like a competition and more like a total knockout? Let's figure out what's really going on here. Take a look at this number, 3.6 million. That's the AnTuTu benchmark score for one of these phones. It's a number that just screams game over before we've even started, suggesting one phone is just on a completely different planet.
So that's the real question, isn't it? When you're ahead by 1.4 million points, what else is there to even talk about? It seems like the case is closed. But as you know, in the world of tech, that first big, flashy number, it almost never tells the whole story.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go way beyond that initial score. We are diving deep and unpacking these numbers to see what's really ticking inside these two beasts. Okay, so here it is, plain as day. The Xiaomi 17 Pro Max hits a mind-boggling 3.6 million, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it's only at 2.3 million. That's a 1.4 million point gap. On paper, this isn't a competition, it's a demolition.
But hold on, because this is where things get complicated. See, the Xiaomi was tested on a newer version of AnTuTu, version 11, which is known to just hand out higher scores than the version 10 used for the iPhone. On top of that, they're speaking completely different languages, graphically speaking. The iPhone uses Metal, Xiaomi uses Vulkan. So trying to compare these scores directly, it's not just apples and oranges, it's more like apples and, well, spaceships.
Alright, so let's switch to a totally different playing field, Geekbench 6. This test zeroes in on the phone's brain, the CPU. And whoa, the story does a complete 180. The iPhone's A19 Pro chip just leaps ahead, with higher scores in both the crucial single-core test and in overall multi-core performance. So what does that actually mean for you when you're holding the phone? Well, a stronger CPU means everything you do day-to-day just feels snappier. Tapping an app? It opens faster. Scrolling a web page? It feels smoother. Even bigger stuff, like rendering a 4K video, that's going to be quicker on the iPhone. It's the engine that powers your whole daily experience.
Okay, CPU goes to the iPhone. Clear win. But what about the other half of the performance puzzle? Graphics. Gaming. This is where the fight gets really, really interesting, pitting raw, brute force power against some fancy new technology.
So check out this test, 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme. This is all about pure graphical muscle. And just like that, the pendulum swings right back to the Xiaomi. The Snapdragon chip inside doesn't just get a higher score, it's also more stable. What that tells us is that for a lot of traditional games, the Xiaomi just has more raw horsepower to throw around. But, you know, modern gaming isn't just about raw power anymore. There's this incredible new tech called ray tracing, and to put it simply, it's what makes games look ridiculously realistic. It actually simulates how light works in the real world to create these true-to-life shadows and reflections. It's basically the future of how games will look. And when we look at a test built specifically for ray tracing, wow. The iPhone's graphics processor scores are nearly double what the Xiaomi's are. So what does that tell us? The Xiaomi might have more raw power, but the iPhone's GPU is far more advanced when it comes to handling these next-generation lighting effects.
Alright, benchmarks are cool, they give us numbers, but they don't tell the whole story. How do these phones actually hold up when you're playing the most demanding games on the planet? It's time to ditch the theory and throw them into the real-world gaming gauntlet. First up, Genshin Impact, with all settings cranked to the absolute max. And honestly, both phones are killing it, a rock-solid 60 frames per second. But you gotta look closer. The iPhone is doing the exact same job while staying cooler at just 38 degrees Celsius, and it's sipping power using way less than the Xiaomi. For a long gaming session, that efficiency, that's the real win.
In fact, this is such a big deal. It makes the iPhone 17 Pro Max the first and only phone that can maintain these max settings in Genshin Impact while staying this cool. It's proof that Apple's new vapor chamber cooling system isn't just marketing hype, it's a total game changer. But then, we fire up another demanding game, Withering Waves, and the whole script gets flipped on its head. After just 5 minutes, the iPhone starts to overheat, hitting 41 degrees, and its screen automatically dims to protect itself. Meanwhile, the Xiaomi is just cruising along at a cool 39 degrees with zero issues at all. It's the clear winner here, no question.
So, where does that leave us? After all that back and forth, what's the verdict? Well, the truth is, this isn't about one phone being universally better. It's about understanding their very different strengths and picking the champion that's right for you. So, when should you pick the iPhone 17 Pro Max?
Well, if you absolutely need the fastest CPU for your daily apps and for creative work, you go iPhone. If you're excited about the future of gaming and want the best ray tracing experience, you go iPhone. And, of course, if you're a diehard Genshin Impact player, it's really no contest.
On the other hand, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max is your champion if your main thing is gaming across the board. If you want the most stable, most consistent performance in pretty much any game you throw at it, this is your phone. Its excellent thermal management means you won't get that frustrating screen dimming in the middle of a battle.
You know, when you step back, this whole comparison reveals a really fascinating shift in the industry. Both of these chips are unbelievably powerful. So maybe the real battle for performance supremacy isn't just about the silicon anymore. Maybe it's about the delicate dance between the hardware, the cooling, and the game-specific software optimization. What do you think?
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to the later update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.